First bye-week practice was an exciting one. We just concluded what is a 20-play scrimmage with our football team, and it was an interesting piece because you had a part of it with our young guys as we try to develop our football team and give them valuable reps and an opportunity for evaluation. In today's what we call Tiger Bowl, fun field, exciting. And those guys who may not play a whole bunch on Saturdays got a chance to play a whole bunch today. Those guys who play on Saturdays got a chance to be encouraging and to be great teammates and to foster the camaraderie and team that we want for our football team. We started off the practice with a ton of individual being fundamentally sound, understanding that the difference in this game is truly interest and how we approach it and how we prepare in our everyday fundamentals makes a difference in this game. So doing this bye week, there's two components to it. One of them that's fundamentally sound, that evolves or eventually gets to a schematic piece of being attention to detail. And then there's the other piece of our young guys who are going through the fundamentals as well, but those guys are competing. They're sharpening their skill set. They're bettering themselves so that we can get a good evaluation on. We can project where they are right now at this point of the season and the things that we need to do to continue to get them better. So that's a glimpse shot in what today's practice looked like for our football team.
I guess, Frank, just kind of start off, what have the last 48 hours been like for you? And obviously when you learned that you had this opportunity, just your message to the team, I guess, on Sunday night, if you can talk about that.
Yeah, for the team, here we are in this moment. We live in real time. We live in this moment. And so we have a responsibility to ourselves. You have a responsibility to the man that's next to you, to be a great teammate, to individually continue to develop yourself to be the best version of you. And whatever that is, if you're a freshman in your continuous development, if you're a veteran player with desires to be an all-conference player, to continue your development, if you guys that have aspirations of playing in the National Football League, to continue your development, that we have a lot of seasons still left for us, 4 regular season games that we have to conduct our business. How will that look? And it's up to us to determine that fate. Unfortunately, sometimes in the midst of chaos, for us, fortunately, there is opportunity. And in the midst of the chaos and confusions and the whirlwind of things that has been bestowed upon us, we have opportunity. And this team will take this opportunity to be the best version of ourselves. And so for me, it's just being totally focused on capturing our football team to live in the moment.
Hey, Coach Frank. Talked to Bryce Brown and Robert Valdez, JT Curtis yesterday. They were proud that a New Orleans guy is the head coach at LSU. Personally, how big is this moment for you to be the guy?
It's a tremendous, humbling moment for myself. I started off as a junior high coach at Etna Core that became a high school assistant that became a 26-year-old head coach. And so extremely humbling, and guys like J.T. Curtis, who were my mentors in my early coaching career, guys like Bryce Brown and some of those guys who I had an opportunity to coach and develop over the years. And so I'm a part of the fiber of this state, of in earnest high school football, youth football, that is extremely humbled, extremely honored to be given this opportunity. It's something that you would dream of, something that you don't know if it would ever come true, but something you prepare yourself for. And you take steps to position yourself to be able to do those things. And I recognize this moment, this opportunity is so much bigger than me. I just happen to be the caretaker at this moment for this wonderful institution that we so love. It's our flagship state university. We have tremendous pride in it. I will do my very best and die trying to represent us as a university, as a state, as a community, to the best of my ability, with dignity, with honor, with pride, the way LSU has always been and will always be.
Yeah, Frank, you guys have done some reshuffling with the offense over the last few days. Can you just describe the roles that Alex Atkins and Tim Rattay will be taking on and why those were the right fits for those jobs?
Yeah, so Tim Rattay will step into the role as our quarterback coach. Alex Atkins will serve in the capacity as our play caller. Collectively, as an offensive staff, we'll brainstorm. We'll work in pods. We'll work holistically with one another to devise a game plan that gives us the best opportunity to win a football game. And that's our sole and focal point. How do we position this team individually, collectively, that we're able to show our very best? That in run game, we have the ability to do it. We need to be able to run the ball, to have relief in the passing game. At times we have done it, but we want to do it more consistently. And I think if we do that, it'll allow our game, our team, our offense to be that much more effective. Alex, as you know, was serving in the capacity as our run game coordinator, had a great knowledge, has a background as a play caller. Tim Rattay has a background as a play caller. My years at UTSA, he was on the opposing sideline with Skip Holtz as the play caller, and so very familiar with both of these men and their abilities, and feel very confident they'll give us the best opportunity in both run and pass game collectively to present ourselves.
Frank, have you heard of, or has the staff heard of, any players opting out?
I have not.
Okay. And you built your career on building relationships, right? How important is that in a moment like this, fostering those relationships with those players, making sure those connections are as tight as ever, and why are you especially gifted for that in this moment?
Well, you know, I think it's a testament to the quality of young men that we have, that, you know, they signed up to come to school here. They came at the helm of Coach Kelly as our head coach. And they were also committed to this university, and they were committed to one another. And I think when in a time as perilous as this, that you bat down the hatches, you go shoulder to shoulder, you go back to back, and you stand firm with one another in the commitment of what your intentions were from the beginning. And so it's kind of testimonial that we haven't had it. Has it been hard? Oh, yeah, it's been hard. It's been hard. It's an array of emotions, of feelings, of roller coaster. But we've been here for one another. So when the news broke Sunday, we were here together. We were here together again yesterday on Monday. We're here together again today on Tuesday and on Wednesday in the bye week, where at times that Sunday, that Monday, you would not have been together. We have bonded closer. We've taken up the slack for those who may not have been strong as others to be supportive of one another during this time. And so I think it's a testament of our student athletes and our coaching staff in this university, in this community. You know, the biggest thing for us is to stay close, stay together, and let's finish what we've started.
Frank, congratulations on
Thank you.
getting appointed to this post. At times like this, people talk about the resiliency of young people. And just crossing the street, it sounded like y'all were having a very spirited practice, as you said. Just what is their attitude, and how do you expect them to respond the next time you have a game to play, which obviously is the big game in a couple of weeks?
I think they'll respond well. I'll share something we did today. I was watching quite some time ago when we got bombed at Pearl Harbor, and the sirens went off. And that sound effect, and it was an alert. It was a all call. It was a rally call for us to come together. We emulated that today for our football team. And as those sirens went off for the rally call, our team merged together at the 50-yard line. We held up all 4 of our fingers in both hands. We chanted fourth quarter. We chanted finish. Because we're all in. We're all in to finish what we've started. And some of that celebration, some of that noise, if you will, was simply our football team answering to the rally call, being there for one another in a tough situation when, if you will use an analogy, we've been invaded.
Frank, in the last 48 hours, you've had national pundits say this is the job in America that's open.
Yeah.
And they cite biggest reason why is the fertile recruiting base of Louisiana. But for most of this season, only 2 players have been starters that prepped in Louisiana. Is that part of the reason why this program is where it is right now?
I wouldn't say that. And you have an interesting piece that I wouldn't know that only 2. But for us, I think the things that we do in recruiting, the players that we bring here, we start home, we expand out in this region of the country. I learned it from the trendsetters, the Sam Naders, the Jerry Donardos, the Coach Sabans, the Coach Miles, et cetera, who had done it for so many years that said, in order to be effective here, you need to go up and down the I-10 corridor. And you need to be able to go southwest from Lafayette to Lake Charles to Beaumont to Houston, dabble a little bit in Texas, in Dallas, and pick your battles in areas. And you need to go back the opposite way and go to Mississippi and go to Alabama, into the panhandle of Florida and dabble a little bit up some in Georgia. And in those hubs, in those areas is where we've been at our very best. We continue to follow that format, although not limited to. That is our footprint, if you will, of how we build this team. And so we're prideful of the student athletes and the players that are from Louisiana. We're prideful of the young men that choose to come to school here, wherever they're from, as well as this region of the country. And so, but we're not limited to any, but we do have a footprint in an area that we try to garner, to lock the gates in this state. And I think when if you would have been able to be out there today, it was refreshing to see some of those young guys play today who will take the field for us in short time. And I think we as a university, as an organization, will be proud of them then.
Hey, Coach, right in front of you. You've been around here a while. You know, you're from this state. You worked under a different coach. What do you think went wrong, chiefly to lead this program into these circumstances that they're in right now?
I don't know if one thing went wrong. There are extremely high standards for our university, for our organization. And when a coach, assistant coaches, personnel, support staff, when you come here, there's a standard that's demanded that we all try to achieve. And we're held to it when we don't, in the capacity of the people in authority see not fit. And so I don't know if there's a one thing that went wrong. I'm extremely grateful for Coach Kelly and the opportunity that he presented for myself, for bringing my family back. And so I think we're a constant work in progress. I think that we're going to continue to try to do the things that put us in position to ascend. We're going to work hard. We're going to work extremely hard to finish the right way, to make Tiger Nation proud.
Coach, what did Scott Woodward tell you about possibly keeping the job permanently?
We didn't indulge too much into it. Sunday night when the decision was made, I was asked at that time, would I lead us through this remainder of the season? And certainly I was extremely honored to do so, humbled to do so. And we talked about that portion of it for this moment. And, you know, when that happens, you answer the bell. When Mother University calls for you, you answer, you pull up your bootstraps and you do what's required and asked of you to represent our university extremely well.
Frank, how would you describe your relationship with both Brian and Joe?
My relationship, a good one. I have a good relationship with both of those men. They're quality men. They're men of integrity, of class. They're professionals in how they go about conducting their business.
Regardless of the change, there's still work to be done here, right?
That's right.
What do you feel that you can accomplish in a week and a half before you guys take the field next? And maybe is there an area of focus that, you know, now that you got the handle, you can kind of focus on?
Yeah, you know, one of the things we talked about, we had a session today, a tackling circuit, because in regard, I'm saying that in regard to special teams, that we have offense and defensive guys that are involved in that unit 1/3 of the game. And we wanted to be very intentional and looking at our personnel. We wanted to be intentional and looking at how could we continue to grow those units, that they become additions to us, that we gain from them, and whether that is in coverage unit, whether that is in flipping the field, whether that is in big yardage in the return game. And so a huge emphasis in this bye week is on special teams. There's a huge emphasis in this bye week in running the game, running the ball. I promise you we will run the ball. And so, but I think it complements and it allows us to be that more effective in the pass game, where we have tremendous weapons that we haven't utilized to the full potential for whatever reason. And so those areas where we lack and we haven't been our very best, we're going to try to make sure we're doing that.
Hey, Coach. Congratulations.
Thank you.
When in most places, when there is a head coach firing, parting ways, the recruiting class will see decommitments.
Yeah.
That hasn't been the case. You've had no decommitments. You added a commitment. What's been your message there to stabilize things, and what is it moving forward into the next month as you inch closer to the early signing period?
So without getting too deep into the weeds, from a compliance standpoint in recruiting, you know, the first business is taking care of our team, our current team. And I think the more that we do that, they become your testimonials. And so what happens is the recruit called Johnny, who's on the team, and what's the status, what's going on with the team? We're good. We got a plan. We had a great practice today. How are you? Man, I'll play this weekend. So now when coach calls prospective student athlete who's talked to current player and they see, they feel, they hear stability, we're good. They're less likely to panic because they're the host of these recruits when they come on campus, when they came on their official visit, when they were here Saturday. And I think a lot of that resonates, that when your team has a good feel, I think it resonates to the recruit. And it could be the opposite, right? If they were in total disarray, uncomfortable, uncertain, I think that could affect the recruiting class as well. And so from a peer standpoint, I think our student athletes that are currently on our team have been testimonials for those recruits. I think those recruits do have questions. The good thing is we have answers. And so in those conversations, it's allowed us at this point to be stable, to hold our class intact, and we feel confident that we'll be able to continue to do so.
Hey, Coach. As you kind of navigate these last few days, Obviously, there's a lot of emotions in the building. In your position, how do you just get everybody's heads back on to 2 weeks from now?
Yeah. One day at a time, right? And they range, they range in emotions, and they're delicate, and they require real conversation and real care and straight talk and honest talk and transparency. And in those moments, I think when you go about doing business that way, there's tremendous appreciation, there's clarity, that at least they know. And we've tried to conduct our business in that manner so that the people in the building understand this is where we're at, this is the short term, this is what we're hopeful for, all right? But this is where we're at right now. Let's be the best version of us right now. And maybe, and just maybe, we can do enough that could affect the outcome of the future. But we have no control of that. All we can do is deal with what's in present time, in real time, and being the best version of us.
Coach, throughout this time, you've spoken a lot about what it means to you, what it means to these players. I guess for the fans that obviously hold this place very dear to their hearts, I mean, why does LSU mean this much to you? And you've seen it more than anyone, especially on Saturday night with how a team came over here and took. Why is it so important to you, whether you're the person or not that leads going forward? Why is this important to you?
I think it's important to our state. I think it's important. You put it this way. I was a head coach at another university in this state. I left that university as the head coach to come back here, right? And I chose to. I chose to come back here because it's a very, very unique place that there's no place like LSU. I've worked at universities in this conference, around this country, and there's something about the people here. And so when you speak of LSU, you can talk about the beautiful stadium, the Pantheon, right? The concrete, this beautiful facility that we're in. But LSU's not bricks and mortar. It's the people. It's the people that make LSU what it is. And we live and we thrive in a people society that as we evoke into relationships, it cuts deep. And so it's totally different than another school where you just go to work, that you become a part of it. It becomes a part of you. And it's the people in this building, it's the people in this community, it's the people in this state that gravitates, that pulls you in. And it's why we say forever LSU, because it's not just a job for me, for many. That's about as simple as I can say it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think it's evident when the questions are posed, how come they didn't? Why did they not? There was life today at practice. How come it isn't? Because they love this place and what it stands for, what it has done for them, and the lifetime of relationship that it endures to you. And we say to them, it's not a 4-year decision, it's a lifetime decision that LSU will forever pull you back in and continue to love on you and foster you for the remainder of your life.
Hey, Coach, here in the back. Even to that point, of course, I know you want to take things week by week. This is about the program as well, but do you lean into the next couple of weeks being resume building for you personally?
I don't. I can't. I can't because I share my life with these young men, because they share their lives with me, because this coaching staff believes in one another, their children, their wives, their spouses, their providers. And so I cannot pierce across the fence to look at something else and not be where my feet are. I have to be here. I have to be in the moment. We have to be in this moment. We have to live in this moment to allow us to take care of our business right now. And I think to do anything besides that is a mistake. Thank you all.